Thought I'd go through. Cool Calc came out with a version 3.0. Shout out to Jenry Garcia for letting me know. This is really the first time I'm playing with it, and thought that um, I would make a video and go through some of the new features and my feedback. So I reached out on Facebook and got an address, a couple addresses to play around with here, and these are places I've never been to. And we're just going to run through a simple load calc real quick on it on version 3.0. So, this is the new dashboard, and to start a new project, you hit the plus button. So we're going to call this 3.0 example 1. Shout out to Silas Hopner, sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but he gave me an address here to run a load calc on. Like I said, a place I've never seen before, know nothing about, so, but we're going to see what we get into here. Alright, so this is in Iowa. We're going to select a block load. You could select a room by room load if you were doing new construction, or duct work is where it recommends that. Alright. So, not sure any of this stuff, so we're going to make it up here. Let's just say 2015. Say it's a 1-story, 3-bedroom. Sounds good. I'm not sure of construction types in Iowa. We're going to say it doesn't have a conditioned basement. Does it have a bonus room? We're just going to say no, and no to skylights. Now, this is where he did give me a blower door number. So, in order to do that, we're going to say that a blower door was ran, and so in Cool Calc, his blower door CFM50 was 900. So Cool Calc wants ELA, which you take the blower door number and divide it by 18.2. So 900 divided by 18.2 is a 49 blower door. So we're going to enter that. We'll just leave it at typical suburban shielding. This wind velocity is new in 3.0. If anybody knows if there's ASHRAE charts or anything for this data, let me know. I'm not sure, so I'm just going to leave it at the defaults here. Alright, so now we get to the construction data. So we're going to call it a frame wall. We'll say stucco and siding. Our ceiling is under an attic. Say asphalt shingles dark. And we're going to say a floor over enclosed unconditioned crawl space. So this is different. Before, you had to go through all of these and pick default values. It looks like now it does it for you based off that previous screen we just went through. So you can obviously come in here and adjust your values. Like, so let's change this. Say we have R13. If you wanted to add a different wall type, you could do that here. So let's just say this is example exterior wall. And let's say that this is R15 and has brick veneer. So that would allow us to pick it further on when we're doing the dimensions, which we'll just go ahead and do. Just check out some of these defaults it pulled in. So it looks like our R value in the attic's R38. We'll just roll with that. Standard hollow core door here. Let's see. Yeah, so we'll go with all of these defaults for the moment. You can always come back and change them, see what they gave us for Windows. Alright, so now let's do our dimensions. We're going to do a map trace because I don't know anything about this. So, looks like the tracing feature has been updated. This house has a detached garage. So we're going to assume that the footprint is the entire house here. So we're going to start tracing it out. It looks like there's a little bump out here maybe. Could be wrong, but this is just for the example. So we're going to call this first floor. Stick with the room height of 9. Looks like we got about 1332 square feet. So this is a fairly tight house with a 900 blower door score. So just like in the last version, you can check and change wall and area types by clicking the little icons over here. So say I want to change the wall type. Let's see how I can do that. Show more. There we go. So let's say I can upgrade this to that other wall type that I made. You can adjust your window area. Looks like here is where you would go in and customize your windows if you knew the exact ones. We're just going to stick with kind of defaults, having not seen this house, so we'll just stick with all of that. Maybe let's go ahead and assume that there's no windows in this little wall here, so we'll save that. Alright, so now we'll go on, and here's where you do an HVAC system. So we're going to call this current. That's what I typically, my naming choice. Also like to put the CFM 50 number in here. The old one, you could set your infiltration for each HVAC system. It looks like now you do that for the project, which is probably something I don't like, because I liked to do different target blower door numbers, and now that seems like it may be tricky, but we'll see. You can also adjust indoor design conditions now. You couldn't do that before. This is a feature I don't actually care for, because I like to stick with the defaults, but to each their own. Alright, all of this stuff looks normal. So, not knowing where the duct system is, let's just say that this duct system happens to be inside the conditioned space. And we'll just leave it at that so there's no duct loads. Oh. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so looks like this is different how it's telling us our load, so you have to move your cursor over it. So it looks like we're 1.5 tons approximately cooling and about a 2.5 ton heating load on this load calc. So let's see if we can how we navigate through here. Sorry for not talking, I'm just clicking through trying to find where I could add so you can obviously add multiple HVAC systems, but it looks like we lost the ability to change the blower door. I don't even see where I get to it now once you set it in the initial setup of the project. Oh, here we go, infiltration. So I guess in order to, like, let's say we had a 1800 blower door, which would put us about 100 for a leakage rate, we'd then have to go back to our HVAC system. And so you can see our heating and cooling load went up, but you're not able to have set it for each individual HVAC system, which is one of the features, like I've mentioned, I really liked before, because I would name the second one here, HVAC system 1800 CFM50, and then my loads would be different and I could compare the two. So not sure how I feel about this version 3.0 currently. I like some of the features. So it seemed like the tracing feature is improved. We have a little better graphic, and when you're dropping pins, it seems to be upgraded and work a little better than the older version. I like how the construction details had a lot more defaults, so there was less clicking through things that you just normally don't change the input values that much. So I like that. A lot of the stuff's kind of similar where you can just add multiple, types, and I showed you that in the video. Infiltration, it's interesting with this wind velocity. Like I said, if anybody knows if there's charts or where to find these averages, I'd be interested in that. Let me know. And I don't like that it's set project wide. So, anyways, I think I'm going to stop the video here. I hope it was helpful. Next, I'll try to do one with entering the values manually if I can find an address to do that too. But anyways, I hope you liked, and let me know what you think about Cool Calc version 3 in the comments below.